We are live. OG episode 4. And we have a guest, our first one ever. And you are most welcome, sir, Mr. Marvin Herbert, right?
Yep.
Good, Marv.
That's me, Marvin Herbert.
Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Sadiq and Marvin, you guys have quite some history.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do. All good, though. All good history.
Good.
Good, the best kind.
Good history, bad circumstances and environments, but we got a good history, you know.
Yeah, we do. Marv looked out for me
Nice.
when I was first imprisoned on a murder charge. I was illegally sent to Belmarsh, which was a double ACAT prison, which is high security, and I was a young offender. So a 19-year-old shouldn't have been in that prison because you're supposed to be 21 and over. And Marvin looked out for me, you know. He recognized I was probably the youngest prisoner in the jail, and he would always like ask if I'm all right, if I needed anything. Do you know what I mean? And being a young prisoner at the time, it meant a lot. So he was on some wild charges as well. I was on some wild charges. We left prison, went our separate ways, and then lo and behold, last year I got invited to number 10 Downing Street. So for those that are international listeners, that is the that's where the Prime Minister lives.
The
So that's the
equivalent of the White House, isn't it? It's the equivalent of
the White House. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm invited there, and I'm in there, and I'm talking to Mark Prince, and Marv's in front of me, and we're looking at each other, and he's like, "I know you," and I'm like, "Belmarsh, like house block 4, I think. I can't remember." Then he was just like, "What are you doing in there?" Like, I thought I was going to be like the only villain. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be the only criminal there, and I'm seeing Marvin. I'm like, "What? What's he doing there?" Because
you know that situation there, right? That developed just all that wasn't a strategy that I had to get to that place. Like, Mark Prince asked me, he said to me one day, "Marv, I've got a few naughty kids from this area in Tottenham. Could you come and have a word from them? Because I'm from North London, it's the same kind of district." So I said, "Yeah, I'll come down and have a word with them." So I goes down and I had a word, and I was supposed to be there for an hour, and I ended up staying for most of the afternoon until it finished. But who was there was a major, a high up ranked officer in the army that was doing something with Mark Prince. But what he said to me after, he said to me, "What I see you do today was amazing." He said, "I've never seen it." He said, "I've been to this class a few times and I've seen these kids, and I've never seen them sit and listen to anybody like they listen to you. I think you're amazing. Your story's amazing, blah, 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 blah." So then I went, "Oh, I never thought nothing of it." So a couple of days later, Mark's rung me up and said, "Get your glad rags on. You're going Downing Street." I started laughing. I was like, "What are you talking about, you lunatic?" He said, "You're going Downing Street." I said, "A man like me ain't going Downing Street, and I promise you, it ain't happening." He said, "I'm telling you, you're coming." I said, "Mark, do me a favour. Do your checks first, yeah, and find out." He went, "Marv, I'm telling you, we've done them. You're cleared. You're coming 3 o'clock tomorrow." I was like, "Shut up." He said, "I'm telling you." Gone down there, I was in the queue. I got fast tracked in, in front of everyone, all the celebrities. I got fast tracked in, and I went straight in front of the Prime Minister. Like within 50 foot, I was there, just talking like there was no one in front of me and the Prime Minister.
you wasn't shy either. You wasn't shy.
Come on, man. I was just telling people my story because I couldn't believe that I was there.
Yeah,
I don't pay attention to what I do. I don't notice the good that I'm leaving behind. I don't think I've done that much. I just see people and help them. So because I don't focus on trying to be somebody, I'm just doing me, innit? So I got there because of my hard work and determination, and just the help and the recognition that people saw, because I believe I'm that engagement with these hard to reach kids. I never believed I was going to be legitimate. I believed I was going to be the baddest gangster on the planet. That's what I believed. And I was halfway there. I got to the top. And I was amongst all the cartels all over Europe, all over the world. I was with them all, doing business. Do you understand? And I had to make a choice if I wanted to continue the rest of my life, living this life. And it weren't worth it for me as an individual, you know. It really wasn't worth it.
There's something I like, because I do want to touch on your story, but one of the things I want to let you know is the respect I have for you based on your resilience. Now, one thing I can see about you is that you got mental willpower, and we've spoke about this on the show before, mental fortitude. And I remember you recalling the story about when you got shot and how you willed yourself back to good health, where you even participated in a boxing match.
I was
after you was told you was never going to walk again.
Listen,
can you talk us through the process of how you, from you getting shot to ended up boxing?
Right. I got shot. And do you know what? I wish you'd have spoke to me earlier. I wish I'd have. Do you know what? When you do the refeeds of this show, right, I'm going to send you the x-rays. I've got the x-rays of my shooting, right? So you can see the actual damage to the bone. So this will make sense when you do some editing, and I'll send you some stuff and you can put these photos in, right? So I've got to talk how I'm talking to be in this energy stream, right? So I'm at the height of my life. I'm handling millions. I'm there. I'm El Capitan. I'm that guy. And I'm flying. I'm with all the top gangsters from all around the planet, and everybody's showing me love and respect because of how I got where I got to, right? And then I got shot, right? And when you see these bullets, right, you're going to understand. When you see the damage, right, you're going to understand. So I got shot first in my leg. So it went in my leg here, and it come out here, and it shattered my femur, right? So as I got shot, I dropped on it hit the floor. And then I tried to get up. As I tried to get up, I got shot again, and it went through my arm, through off the floor, through my pelvis, and entered through my spine, right? And then the third one, I got shot. It went down my penis and shot my right testicle out. And then the fourth shot, I looked up, and he pointed the gun straight in my eye and shot me. And it went in my head, in my head. So I got shot in the forehead here. And then it went in my head. I've gone back, and as I come up to look, I've gone like that, gone bang, and he shot me right in my eye. Right, look. So I got shot in my eye. I can't use the eyelid because the eyelid got disintegrated. So then I got told that I'm never going to walk again. And when you see the damage, you'll understand, right? So I got told I'm never going to walk again. I'm never ever going to walk again, no matter what happens. So then I'm in hospital. I thought, fuck that. I got to walk, man. Listen, I got to terrorize. I got to take. I got to be. I got to do this thing. How can I not walk? I got to walk. Yeah. People owe money. I got product coming in. I got people need teaching lessons. Like my head's still there. Yeah. So I'm thinking, no, I got to fucking walk. This is long. Excuse my French. Anyway, so now I'm in hospital. I thought, right, so I start researching. They told me I'm never, ever going to walk. And when you see the damage, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. My leg got shattered into over 150 pieces of individual bone. In my thigh here, right? It was shattered. I was never walking again. So then they said, I started doing all the due diligence on food and diet. And that's when I realized that all the diet I was eating was poison. So I became a vegan. I got on all the natural products, earth products. I've got Kangen water. I only drink a certain pH level water. Do you understand? So then I'm doing all this stuff. And then I started finding out that nothing I eat, drink, or take will give my bone calcium. And then I found that broken bone creates more calcium. So I said, right, I've got to break my leg in it. Just keep breaking my leg. So what I've done for 18 months is continuously broke my leg. So every couple of weeks, when my leg felt okay, I got a guy called Sam Wilby who used to look after me. I love him to death. He was like my right hand. He was my everything I needed. And I'd just say, Sam, it's time to do the leg. And he's like, oh, Marv, please. I said, come on, Sam. And at first, all he'd have to do was shake it. And then it got to a point where he'd have to drop it. And then it got to a point where he had to hit it. And then once he got to a point where he had to hit it, I got into a swimming pool, started walking. And then I started walking, and I got better. And then I got out of the swimming pool. I started training in the gym. Like, this is condensing a whole 2-year process, right? So then I started training in the gym, got better on one crutch, got better on no crutches, and then got myself back to a position where I had a fight with a European challenger, 27 years of age. I was 38 at the time, right? Shot, crippled, one eye, right? I got one eye, got in the ring, I beat this kid up, and it's on YouTube. Marvin's boxing match is on YouTube, right? Free. It was a Sergio Martinez's build. It was a world title to I think D. Williams, an Irish boxer from Belfast. It was his world title challenge, and I was the undercard of that. And I beat the geezer up in style. It was amazing. Then, I've got to walk. I've got to beat this guy. And it was the drive to actually support my family, be the guy I wanted to become. And I had to do it. And once I realized that it was working, nothing could stop me. Do you know what I mean? Nothing could stop me. And now, I don't know if you're aware of MTK. Do you know what I mean? MTK was formerly known as MGM. I'm a founding member. I'm the root of that sort of organisation. It started from a small gym in San Pedro, and then it grew into MTK, and now it's MTK Global. Do you understand? And I'm the founding member of that with a couple of my pals, and we've gone on to do great things for our community. So the driving power comes from wanting to do better, wanting to support my family, and want to continue. Oh, there it is. That's it.
You spot this dude with one eye.
One eye.
And like a broken leg that you like broke a whole bunch of times.
I've got a plate in my leg with 16 pins in it. I've got a plate in my leg with 16 pins in it.
I ain't never saying I'm tough again. I ain't never saying it. You catch me saying I'm tough.
Look at and he's slipping them too, man. When the kid was throwing at him, man, you were slipping those punches just like, whoop. Oh my god, oh my gosh,
what?
Amazing.
Yeah, dude. Oh wow.
Spar world champions now. Even now, I still spar world champions. Do you know what I mean?
So, Marv,
I love it.
For those that know, can you explain the importance of MTK Global in the whole boxing scene?
Well, do you know what? MTK Global is something that's, I believe, is a phenomenon, right? Now, from grassroots, we got kids now, right, that I got off the street in Spain that are Spanish national champions. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they're all about working with young, developing sportsmen to achieve the greatest that they can achieve. And it's not about nicking money out of them. It's about developing a product and being proud of that product. And everything else that comes in the way of revenue stream is a byproduct of that, I believe, mindset, you know. And it's
you got Tyson Fury with you, innit?
Yeah, Tyson Fury's MTK now.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I was watching that match just like, oh my goodness, right now.
When he first told me,
Yeah.
shocked, you know?
Oh my gosh, man.
Unbelievable. But with, like I said,
The beautiful thing about it is what it took to get to that fight.
yeah,
That took 38 years, right, of stabbing, shooting, being stabbed, being shot, persevering, being beaten, being incarcerated. Do you know what I mean? Tortured, mentally, physically. Do you know what I mean? I've got a scar on every limb of my body. Like, there ain't a part of my body that isn't scarred. Do you know what I mean? I've got a bullet hole in every part of my body. So I've got a cut, I've been stabbed, I've been through the mill. I'm not here looking for sympathy or pity. I just want everybody to understand that I'm a very lucky person or blessed person to actually make it through all of the adversity I've been through with the mindset that I have. Because I know friends of mine that ain't made it mentally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was with one tonight, they're just shell of people. And it's hard living. It's hard living with everything I've been through.
Yeah.
But I believe me getting shot and going through what I went through was trial and retribution for everything I've done. I got shot in the same place I've been arrested under investigation for shootings in the legs, the balls, the head. So the 5 places I got shot are 5 places that other people have been shot and I've been arrested under investigation. And my son has a birthmark in every place I've been shot. Imagine that.
Oh, wow.
So I know it's preordained destiny. I know I've been through it because I never understood how I could get through it. I don't know why things never used to bother me. I don't know why things never used to hurt me. I don't know why I was never scared of fighting with anybody. I never knew why I wasn't scared of shooting anybody or stabbing or going into the lion's den. Like I went into lion's den. I never run from nobody. If I had a problem with a gang or a firm, I went to that firm on my own with my things and said, what? What?
Yeah.
And no one had enough to take me out of the game.
So Mark,
yeah.
How did you become this beast, this monster that was out there reckless and then still managed to get to the heights of the criminal underworld? Like what's the genesis of this story?
Do you know what? It's mad you say that, because I'm not saying this because of the George Floyd scenario, right?
Yeah.
But it was racism, right? But what's what I'm going to tell you now, right? It wasn't the racism from the white people. It was the racism from the black people that made me this animal. I had to be that one better than you. What? You're doing what? Fuck that. So I was addicted to doing better than everybody else. So whoever was doing the worst, whoever was doing the most, whoever was doing the baddest, I had to do better. So I wasn't attracted to going to work every day. I wasn't attracted to that. I was attracted to fighting, violence, shooting, sniffing, drinking, partying, sex. Like, that's all I was addicted to, that crazy insanity. Do you understand? And when you're consumed with that and you're all of that, you're not pretending to be that, you're all of that. You got product coming in, you got people need to go to sleep, you got people need to get hurt, you need to get money collected. Like, we're all of that. Yeah. It's not a joke, and you got to deal with this one, he's got to get this one's got to get that, one's got to get cut, one's got to get shot, one's got to get a beating. Do you know what I mean? One's got to get looked after, one's got to get taken here, one's got to get this, go and pick up this, go. It's just a madness, a life of madness. And basically, because I was in the middle trying to do better than the most violent and trying to do better than the people that are most sensible, I've come out sanely sensible, if that makes sense. Because all the people in the illegitimate world that were making money and putting things together were all the white people. They were going away, getting all the transport, getting all the logistics, getting all the imports, right? And then the black people were the distribution. Where I was caught in the middle, I was always juggling both worlds. Do you understand? And that's what made me who I was, because I had the connection to the bosses and the madness for the street. So the street didn't want to play with me because of the madness that I had naturally, and then my affiliation to the bosses. Why would you play with me? You don't know what's coming. So that just fed my alter ego, because I knew it was not, I don't like saying it because it sounds ridiculous, but it's like you're untouchable. Like, and I say that because I've had 3 different people from 3 different parts of London on 3 different stages of my life ring me up and say, I've been offered 150 grand to kill you, Marv. I've been offered 25 grand to kill you, Marv. Marv, what do I do? Do you understand? And that's happened, right? And I've said to them, don't worry about it. Keep it. Keep the money. Tell them I took it. Yeah? And I ring them up. I said, bruv, what are you doing? What are you doing now? Come on, man. Do you really want this to flip on you now? Seriously, come on. You've lost your money. Wipe your mouth. Get me your life, your mug. Boom, put my phone down. Right? Like, because I've been the road. The people that are paying people to shoot people for them, I'm the people that used to do that. How the fuck do you think you're going to get me taken out of the game? When all I've showed is everybody love, innit? I've showed you love. What, there's a couple of $100 grand? Yeah, I'll come and get it. What, you want $100 grand? Yeah, come and get it. What, 200 grand? Come and get it. What, you need guns? Come and get it. Go and get it. Like, come on. Why does people want to kill me? Do you know what I mean? Only the people that are in power, that are intimidated, and this is why I got shot. Do you understand? Because I was the guy. I'm in Europe. People in England didn't want to go through me. Why would they go through a nigger?
That leads to a question of mine, yeah, because obviously the world that I'm from, we become robbers, innit? Or if we do become drug dealers, it's never international to the level where we're controlling.
That's how the game's set up.
Yeah.
The game's what I've realised about the game is this, right? You got a good businessman, yeah, predominantly white. He will invest a lump of money to import something from a far gaff for peanuts. Right. He gets it to one place and sells a percentage of that peanuts for not so much. Right? Peanuts. More. Gets his money back. Sends it somewhere else. Gets a bit more money back. Now he's got all his money back and a profit. Then they get to another place. They get a little bit more money. Now with the percentage they send to England, that's just extra profit. They've already got their money back at a certain level. So they don't give a fuck what they lose or what they send. That's the black man, the people on the road, fight over the chump. But there's a profit that they're prepared to lose. It's disposable income. That's why it comes to England. And that's why it's so expensive to get it here. And that's why it's so expensive when it is here. Because it's all part of that game. And how they keep us under the wedge. I used to believe that me giving my cousin food, yeah, and so he could make money, was me showing him love. How the fuck am I loving him if I'm putting his life in danger, putting his liberty on the line? But I'm programmed, innit? I'm programmed. I love him. I've got to help him. I'm not helping him. But when I'm in that world, I was. But I know now you're not helping them, and that's why I do what I do, because we're not helping them being all them products. So now I develop businesses and infrastructures that help youngsters make money and generate revenue stream legally, because you'll make more money legal than you can on the road. You just need the right network. Yeah. So we're just plugging them into the network. And just network.
Marvin, I can totally relate to what you're saying right now. I mean, I did 10 years myself, and there's certain words and terminologies that I don't like using, but just maybe to kind of get you to allude to it yourself. My heritage is Italian, and my family had different kinds of business. Okay, right. So I grew up around a certain element, right? And my uncles used to have me doing dirt and have me doing stuff. And it was always like in my mind, I was like, oh, well, they love me, you know, they're my, and like, it wasn't until I got older that I was like, man, they were sending me on missions to where I could have died. Like these fools didn't love me. You know what I mean? Like straight up, like, I mean, man, nothing like what you went through by a mile, man. Like
that's only one story. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, no, I know, but still, it's just like I've been shot at and had, you know, been chased and been all that, to where it's like, you know, and a lot of this, I was still a teenager, you know, to where it was like, man, when you said that, it really made me relate, because I didn't really have that realization until I was sitting behind bars years later going, these fools don't love me. Yeah. These fools were trying to get me killed, man. Yeah. You know, so I can relate to that.
They don't realize, dude. Yeah. What I'm going to put in that, this is the international one now, yeah? Coming live and direct from Marvin Herbert. They're all groomers, right? Mm. They're groomers. Right. I was a groomer. I'm not embarrassed to say I was a groomer. I was a groomer because of my mindset. But don't get it twisted. You're grooming people to profit, so you do not go to prison, so you do not get in harm's way, and you're not paying them nothing but a pittance, yeah? And they can't tell the police it's your food, it's your gun. They can't tell the police that. So if they can't tell the police that, you're grooming them, yeah? Simple. So if you like grooming, carry on. If you don't, then there's 1,000,001 other avenues out there you can make money from. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, I'm living proof. Like, you can go it. Like, you've got to go through an uncomfortable stage. Don't get me wrong. Like, right now, my life isn't financially rich, right? I'm stressed out with bills, but they can't put me in prison. They can't take my house. They can't take my car. Do you understand? Like, I'm here. I've got food in my fridge. My kids are in the house. Like, come on, man. Like, no one wants to boot my door off. The police not looking for me. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I can't pay this month. Yeah, I've got problems. I have to wait till next month. Sorry. Oh, here's a little bit. Here's a little bit. They're happy. What the heck? Do you know what I'm saying? So there ain't no madness out there. You can be rich in materialistic acquisition, right? By going to work. So if it's the materialistic shit that you're addicted to, get a job. You get everything on the hop, mate. You get car, you get phone, you get house. Once you got a job, pay for it every month. A peanut. Come on, man. It's crazy. Yep. Work hard and you'll earn more money. The harder you work, the bigger the house you can live in. And until you work on that principle, you're always going to live in a myth, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm out of the myth. I'm out of the myth. And I work hard 24 hours. I'll just come back from London now. I just drove back to because I ain't got nowhere to take the Zoom. So I had to drive all the way back to Milton Keynes to do the Zoom call because I'm up and down the motorways. I'm everywhere because this is what's important. You know, this is what's important. People need to hear. Like, my mum was a prostitute. I was a crackhead at the age of 12. I was smoking heroin by 13, 14 years of age. Do you know what I mean? I was in prison. Like I said, I got put in care, right? I got put in the local authorities' care for being an uncontrollable child. After 7 months, they paid me to leave and go home. Don't say nothing to my parents and just come in and sign a register. You understand? Like, I was bad, right? So wow. I've been through everything you can go through in life. There ain't nothing I haven't done. I've been addicted to drink, drugs, women. I've been through it. The only thing I've never been arrested for is anything sexual, anything childish related, or any battery with like I've got a couple of common assaults on one of my ex-partners. When once I grabbed her around the throat because she tried to stab me in my eye, and once I grabbed her by the hair. And I got arrested for that. But they're the only two non-controversial sort of acts.
You know, in the States, they have, in the United States, they have a charge with child endangerment or domestic violence. And it's messed up because the way that they do it is that if you commit if you commit a felony in the presence of a child, it's child endangerment. So like,
yeah, but that's true, isn't it? Come on, man.
It's totally true. But
fair.
Yeah,
and do you know what?
No, it is.
My kids didn't even
it's one of those.
My kids didn't even know I smoked until they was 16, 17. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. My kids, none of my kids thought I was a criminal. None of them. Do you know what I mean? They haven't been brought up with that world. My kids are posh. They're like, "Oh, daddy, how are you doing, daddy? We are so aggressive, daddy." Like, do you understand? Even my eldest daughter out here, like, they talk different, they act different. Like, they're different versions of me, you know, which is a good thing. You know, so yeah, I get it all. But always, I love this life now. I used to think I loved it when I was living it, you know. But this is, I feel free. Do you understand? Like, I feel free. Like, there's no, it's hard to explain unless. Well, you know, when you go to prison, right? There's no worse feeling than not going to the shop, not going to the pub, not going to the parties, not sleeping in your bed, not having a shower, not having a bath in your home. Them things, you miss them, right? And when you get out and you're still at it, you've still got to have that mindset. You've still got to be in prison because you're expecting it to happen. So you're never out of it. Because you've always got to be ready. Well, if this goes wrong, I've got to do 5 years. If this goes wrong, I'll do a year later. If this goes wrong, I've got to go to police station. So you're putting all these perspectives in place when you're not actually free. Yeah. You're always confined to the prison cell, the police station, the courthouse. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no freedom because you're always grafting to get a better deal, get a better thing, get a better movement. And it's just consuming. Do you know what I mean? And now... yeah. I've got none of that, none of it. And I'm no less of a person, I'm no less of a man, and I'm no less of a human being, you know.
How did you reach that point? What was the process of becoming who you are now?
Absolutely turning my back on crime totally and putting more of a onus on me not to jeopardize other people's liberties and freedom. So I wouldn't do anything that could put anybody else in trouble. That's what I said to myself. I'm not going to do anything ever again that can put anybody in prison or put anybody in harm's way. And because I made that choice, I don't commit crime no more. Simple. Yeah. I mean, I've had people ring me up and say, bruv, I know you got links. Give me it. I said, bruv, I can't do that, man. Come on. I love you, man. Yeah, but I need money, you fucking cunt. I'm skinned. Come on, man. Give me their number. Give me their number. And I'm like, bruv, I can't. I love you. When you get old, you'll understand. If you don't go to prison, you'll thank me. But I love you. And you're not going to be sitting in prison wishing I never got you that parcel because it ain't going to happen. See you later. Do you know what I mean? Like, I won't get caught up in it no more. But I'm skinned. Kids are suffering. I need help. I need this. Oh, Joe, let me get him a bit of graft. Let me take him somewhere. Let me give him something. No, for what?
Yeah. No. Hey, so Marvin, one of the things that I had to go through was, you know, talking about how my family was involved in different things. When I came home, I don't even talk to none of my family no more. Like I mean, because I know that it's. You know, it's just too easy and too much drama. Did you experience something similar with like some of the old people, old friends, where it's just like you don't even see them anymore or nothing?
The choice I made was don't come in my company with your dirty hands. If you come in my company with dirty hands and I'll get asked a question, I'm telling the truth. So do what you want. Do what you want. Yeah? But if I get stopped in my car and you got a gun on you, yeah, and they say, is there anything in this car that shouldn't be here? I'm not saying no. Okay? So if you want to come with me innit? It's up to you. Simple. Yeah? Get in my car with drugs or you're, bro, if you please come, I'm not getting involved, you know. If you got anything on you, you better get out of the car because I'm going to tell them I think you got something on you. I don't want to go to prison. Do you understand? So you're my friend. I'm going to tell you, please, I don't want that no more. Don't come in my company. And you come in my company and get me arrested. I've got to go to fucking prison. Why? Yeah. Well, I'm a snitch now. Fuck off. I told you I'd turn my life around. What are you coming in my company for? Do you know what I mean? Right. What are you coming in my company for?
So the rules of the game don't apply to you no more?
Nah, why? I'm not in it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm an honest person. I've got kids that can be proud of me now. So I don't choose to be around them people. Do you understand? Right. Like, and it's the mindset. Do you know what I mean? I've got people, I had a geezer tell me the other day, how could you call us nonces? I said, why would you say that? He said, you called us a groomer. I said, so what are you? What are you? I said, do you actually pay the people that work for you 100 grand a year? Are they allowed to tell the police that it's your grub or your gun? Can they tell the police that if the police boot off their door, they can tell the police it's yours? Because if they can't, you're fucking grooming them. Paying them half ounce of weed or £100 a week is grooming, bro. Right? Because you're not making money. It's a lot of money to you. And you think you're doing them a favour. You're a fucking scumbag as well as I was. Simple. And I'm not scared to say it. What it is, isn't it? It's what it is. Now, if I want to be a scumbag and I want to go and rob some money, then I'm a scumbag because I want to go and rob money. I used to be a scumbag and I used to terrorize and terrify people robbing banks and security vans. Do you understand? Like, come on. What gives me the right to do that? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's about being accountable for who you are. And it ain't my fault. Do you know what I mean? The way people perceive me. The reality of what I was is what I chose to be. I chose to be a criminal and I was a bloody good one. And then I realised that I'd wasted my life spending 40 years as a very good criminal. And I decided to change because I believe I'm worth more than a prison sentence and a deathbed.
Yeah. My man. I think it's the first time I've seen OG Logic silenced. We just kind of sitting here like
Yeah, but you know what? Even the OGs.
Marvin's preaching.
If I had OGs like me when I was 16, I'd be a billionaire. Do you know what I mean? And some of the OGs out there, they want the kids listening to their stories.
Yeah.
They want the kids thinking they're bad. No, tell them about business. Tell them about infrastructure. Tell them about growth. Build them up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's not hard. It's not hard. You build a company with a marketing strategy. You get a nice business plan. Look for investment. Get investment and grow. The road's got all the ideas, man. They've got to make the networks. The hardest thing for the road to do is generating a network. So spend your time generating networks. And the OG Logic platform is a network, man. You should have think about ideas. Get on here. Ideas every week. Do you know what I mean? We've got money to support ideas. There ain't a business on this planet that won't get finance funding from any bank on the planet without a sound business plan. So come with your ideas. We'll see what the business plan can be generated, and we'll build a business. And then you can employ people. And then you're never broke. You're working for people and then moaning because you got to work. Create a business. Employ people. That's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Marvin, we got a quick question. It's actually kind of an interesting one. Suleiman asks, how did this lifestyle affect the women in your life?
Right. Very badly. Right? Because what I believe is the lifestyle for the women is more about their limbic addiction from their brain. So we got a limbic system and a frontal lobe. The women are attracted to the Neanderthal primitive aura of that man, but they're not prepared for the psychological damage or devastation that they're entering into. So I've damaged every woman I've ever been with because they're not me. They're not prepared to stab, shoot and kill and go to prison. They actually feel sorry for people that cut their finger or bang their head. They feel sorry for people. Do you understand? They got emotions that just don't exist or never existed for me. So I've just damaged every woman I've come into contact with because they've tried to compete with me and fell apart broken. That's how I see it. So I wouldn't encourage my daughters to go with anyone with a criminal background or anything to do with anything unless they've got business opportunities to grow. And I'll explain that mindset to them as they're growing. Even my daughter now, we're going through that. So yeah.
So I asked before we came on air if there was any questions off air. This one I was kind of like, okay. I kind of skipped this question because I'm kind of like, okay. But I'm gonna pop it up here. So Saz Mads asked, question, Marvin. He said he had underground connections. Can he tell something not directly, but something about pedophile rings in top chains of the system? Is there some sort of connection, or he's asking, is there some sort of connection between like all gangster or criminal organizations and pedophilia?
Pedophilia?
I could answer that one.
No. Yeah. No. But what it is because they are criminals, and they're a different sector. Like you got the sex sector, your female sector, the pedophilia sector. You got the crime sector, which is split up into robberies, sort of armed robberies, burglaries, fraud. Do you understand? Like like they're criminals and you can't take that away, but they're not allowed on my landings. 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 They're not. I'll do extra bird for nonces. That was the mindset. You weren't allowed on my landing if you was a nonce, and you're going to hospital if not dead. Like if not dead, then hospital. There weren't no in between. Do you know what I mean? And the typical warning that they get is a jug full of hot sugar.
Yeah, that's right.
Thrown in their face. Hot sugar and oil, boiling oil and hot sugar.
Baby oil. I've seen it.
Yeah. They just melt.
Yeah.
They melt. There's no connection with hardcore gangsters and paedophiles because the affiliation with the criminals and paedophiles, I'll put the record straight now from my perception. Right. Got middle class people that fraternize with criminals and they get into the seedy prostitution side of the sex industry through their criminal connections. manipulate the seedy side of things and manipulate their way to the pedophilia. That's what I believe happens. But no sort of stand-up member of the criminal organisation would have anything to do with child sex. They might have something to do with female slave trading and all that sex for money, but not kids. Yeah. But then again, because there's different organisations on the planet have different mindsets about child abuse and what's legally acceptable at 13, 12, 11, 16. It's a market that it's a filthy, disgusting market that shouldn't exist. It exists because it does, and there's nothing but wipe it out the middle class or get rid of that problem. But you can't do that because then it's only the aristocracy and the working class. They need the middle class, and that's why they get away with it. Do you know what I mean? But it's not street level like in England anyway. You can't even rape a woman. I don't know what the feeling about raping women is in America, but in England, you can't be on my landing if you've raped a woman. Nope. You can't be on my landing if you've hurt a child. You can't be on my landing. No.
In America, if you're a child molester or a rapist, you get dealt with harshly.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you get to keep breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go to
same thing.
Put it this way, right? If my own flesh and blood done something like that, back in the day, I'm not saying I'll do it now, but back in the day, I always said to myself, if my son ever raped someone, I'll chop his dick off. That's what I ever said to myself growing up. If my kid ever done that, I'll chop his fucking dick off myself. I don't know, I would have done it. Do you know what I mean? So asking me the correlation between criminals and nonsense, from the world I come from, we was all about money and power.
Yeah. Right.
Control. Wasn't about kids. Kids is what you give all the fruits of your labor to.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Father Christmas.
Yeah.
That was it. Fruits of the labor to the poor.
That was
impoverished and the manipulative.
Talking about like fraud, robberies, burglaries, and stuff like that. I could relate to that. As a matter of fact, I just released a story yesterday. I write articles about this stuff, and I released one yesterday about a dude when I went in and I hit the main line. This dude that was connected to my family somehow knew who I was from my last name, and then had seen me and that, and he was in for forgery, and I was like. I say in the story, if that's what he was there for, that's what he was probably doing for my people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, but child molesting or rape, any of even sex trafficking, that was just all the people I knew. That was no go.
Everybody has got an idea what nationality trades in that system, and I don't want to. Sort of stereotype anybody, but it ain't for my world. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It ain't for my world, it ain't for my environment, it ain't for my platform. But there is platforms out there from different countries that actually deal with that stuff. And that's their business. Right. That's their business, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll get their karma.
Yeah. Earlier, I want to go back for a minute. Earlier, I think I'm the only one on the panel who hasn't actually done some time, but I did do a lot of crazy on the streets back when I was a younger man. I'm an old man now. I think we're all old men here. And you talked about that roar, and I wrote a book. It's called Mad Monkey, and the idea was that inside every man is this little monster, and he's got a cage.
Limbic system.
Yeah, and social constraints is what contains that monkey. And if you let it out, that fricker, he's a little madman. I mean, it sounds like yours is running wild. Would that seem accurate to you from a description?
Well, I was always in my chimp. I was always in that mode. I wasn't ever normal. Yeah. I wasn't ever normal. And this is the thing: people that know me, I wasn't normal. I wasn't. Listen, I was in that. Right, just for example's sake, I might be sitting indoors, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, smoking a joint, chilled out. I get a phone call that someone might have said something about me in another area that's 2 hours away from where I am. I'd get up, get in my car, go over there just to see what they said. Like, I was in it. That was my world. And if you was the bad man, then me and you had to meet. I had to see if you were that bad man. And if you weren't that bad man, I'm telling you, you're not a bad man. What? Because I was just insane. So I was constantly in that mindset all the way through my childhood and adolescence, because I absorbed it and consumed it in a way where that was my normality. It was normal for me to stab someone up. It was normal for me to smash someone's face in for looking at me the wrong way. It was normal to me to just to be that guy, even to the police, like everybody that knew me, the prison, everybody. I was one of the only people allowed in my prison to smoke cannabis freely. Do you understand? I never got problems. Like, there's stories beyond stories, man, but kilos of puff cannabis was getting brought into jails. They said it was all mine. Do you know what I mean? Liters and liters of vodka every week. You know, like, it's crazy. And I was constantly in that mind where what people think about is my reality. That was my reality. And I was insane. That's why I make such an impact with the young, because the people that know me know, like, when I met Babs, I was arrested for, I think it was conspiracy for 19 murders over the space of 6 years. Trust me, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? My last case I ever got arrested for was 4 murders, 2 police officers, and a gangster and his son. And that was 2015. Do you understand? And I was exonerated from that because I had no involvement with it. It's just because of the stigma of my reputation and my association with criminals. Someone made a phone call that connected one of my houses to a certain person, and I got extradited and arrested for the 4 murders as the Mr. Big. And I got exonerated and released after a year and a half. Do you know what I mean? But I was all about that world. And my mindset was all about that life. And now it's not.
So going back again, and you know, I don't want to get too personal, you know, but we talked about this before air.
You can't get personal, man. I've got to be an open book. So just put it out.
Well, okay. In terms of, like, in your youth, what was the position your father played in your life? And, like, you know,
my dad beat my mum, and my dad was an international drug smuggler. So my dad used to be responsible for all the Centimania weed that come to this country. And he used to. I'll tell you a story now, mate. I've got to tell it, because my dad they used to get tons weekly for all around the country, but I used to nick carrier bags, maybe a weed, right, off my dad, right? When I make the movie, all these old gangsters from back in the day, they're gonna go, because they used to confront my dad about everything being light. And they said, B, I'm telling you, there was 56 there. And he said, let me tell you, blood clot. You got it. You got the money for what was there, and you ain't getting another fucking penny. And that's that. So my dad stood on what he done, because he know he never done nothing wrong. But he was always short because of what I was nicking. So people suffered it for years. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way it went. And then I got caught. Yeah. I got caught when I was 13. So with me and my dad, he played a part in my life up until I was 13. And then what used to happen, my dad used to survive Notting Hill Carnival. So you got Notting Hill Carnival, right? So my dad used to be supplying all the cannabis for Notting Hill Carnival, all the little Sabine places, right? So what he used to do, he used to get bags and bags of this cannabis and cut it up into little deals, $5 deals, £5 deals, right? So at the carnival, they're selling strips of puff. But I used to leave it all at my mum's house. So every carnival, I used to nick loads of my dad's grub, because I used to get in and sell it to my mates. So one carnival, I'm upstairs with about 3 of my mates, and we've nicked loads of my dad's puff. But it must have been the last bit that my dad had, and he knew about it. Do you know what I mean? But he's come to my mum like, I left it here. Where the fuck is it? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You off your head. And he's like, listen. And then he started beating my mum. He's thinking, because my mum and dad have been at it for years. My mum's been peeling him for years. She ran off around Europe for 9 months with all his kids with a big bag of money of this. And I remember that holiday. We just fucked off with my dad for 9 months until we ran out of money. And she rung him back up. She was always at it with my dad. Boom.
You was at the carnival.
He's beating her up now. I'm in the room with my mates, and I'm like looking at my mates, and we know we've got the puff. We know we got the puff. So I said, look, you know what? Fuck it. This is the day. This is the day. Come on, man. And there was, I remember it vividly. There was a bayonet. It was what you put on the end of a rifle, right? Mm-hmm. There was a bayonet, a couple of hammers, and a baseball bat. So I've said to my pals, fuck it. Come on, let's do him. And they was like, what are you talking about? I said, your dad. I said, fuck it. He's doing my mum. We've got his puff, man. What's the matter with you? Let's go and do him, innit? And it was like, Marvin. And I was like, fuck. He's killing her. He's killing her. She's screaming, you're killing me. You're killing me. Like all this screaming. So I've just grabbed the bayonet. And I've run down the stairs thinking that my mates are behind me. I booted the kitchen door open. I put the blade in his throat. He said, fucking let her go, you mug. Let her go. And then he just stopped doing what he was doing. So then I thought, right, I got him. So I just pushed it in his neck a little bit. I said, fucking get out of my ass. And he's backed up a bit. So I thought, yeah, I've got this cunt. I said, come on, cunt. Come back down this house again. You're going to get murdered, you fucking mug. Ever put your hands on my mum again, I'll fucking kill you. Get out of my house. I'm the man of this house now. And then he's left. And then when he's left, my pals were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, we've got to make sure he don't come back, innit? So I said, how are we going to do that? Because he used to run a gambling house, right? So I said, we'll have to go to the gambling house and put it on him up there in front of all of his mates. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, come on, man. I said, I've done the first step, innit? I've done the first step now, man. He's backed up. He's gone, innit? Come on, man. So I said, Marv, you're off your head. I said, fuck that. I'm going up there. So me and my pal Lee went up there. I said, come on, Lee. My pals jumped in the motor, drove up there. I had a 44 Matic. And I walked in there, and he's all sitting down there playing cards. I walked in, and I walked up to him. I said, if you ever come back down my ass again, you fucking mug, I'll blow your head off. One of his mates said something. I turned the gun at him. I said, say one more fucking word, mate. Say one more fucking word. And he never. So I said, you've been told, right? Come to my house again, you're going to get murdered. You put your hands on my mum, you fucking mug. And I was walked out of the gambling house. And then that was in Stonebridge. Do you understand, Sadiq? Right? So that put me on the map because my dad was a pretty bad man that I didn't know about. Do you know what I mean? Like, my dad was a bad man I didn't know about. I used to just nick puff off him. To me, he beat my mum on a nick puff off him, but he was a bad man. And for me to do that catapulted me up the ladder when I was a kid. Do you know what I mean? So everything I'd done as a kid was to outsmart my dad, outdo my dad, and do the opposite of what my dad done. So my dad played a massive part in my life because I didn't respect drug dealers. To me, drug dealers are scum. You leave your kids starving with no money because I had a bad upbringing. When my mum never had no money, there weren't no food in my house. Do you know what I mean? I used to watch my mum getting fucked by strangers sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? So growing up as a kid, it was hard, and I blame my dad for that. Do you understand? So my dad played a massive part in the man that I've become because of the anger I had and the passion that I had to destroy people like that. And that was what gave me my extra edge. Because to me, if you sold drugs, you was a fucking mug. And I ain't bowing down to no mug. And I don't give a fuck how big the gangs were. You know? And that come to a head one day. I had the realization of that statement. I'm with a few cartel leaders in Europe. And there's a big party. And everyone from all around the world is at this party, all the gangs from everywhere. So I've said to my friend, I said, you know what? I ain't being funny. I said, I've got to ask you this question, mate. I said, why do you treat me better than some of your friends that you've grown up with for years? So he put his arm around my shoulder and he said, who's that over there? I said, the French. Who's that? The Syrians. Who's that? The Russians. Who's that? The London, Liverpool, Irish. Who's that? I've named all the gangs, right? And he said, who are they here with? I said, they're here with their firms, isn't it? He said, yeah. He said, who are you here with? I said, I'm on my own. See, that's what I love about you. Because I got to that level on my own. I haven't got a gang behind me. Do you understand? I became a cartel partner on my own. I've navigated myself through the criminal fraternity, through every major villain in this country, and then went international and done the same thing through Europe until I got side by side with the governor.
That was a question I was going to ask you, yeah? How was it transitioning from a robber to an international drug dealer in Spain?
I wasn't actually an international drug dealer, right? So what happened was I got nicked for these 19 murders and all these shootings, right? So I'm sitting on the unit, and when I met you, right? So I met Sadiq when I was nicked for all these murders, and I was getting 36 years recommended. Well, that's what they said to me. You get no less than 36 years. That's it. And that's what's on the table. So I'm waiting to go on trial for that now. And basically, I'm a very spiritual guy. And everything I'm in prison for at that stage was because of somebody else. It was either taking care of someone's problem or protecting someone. That was why I was in prison. So what I said to myself while I was in prison was that if I got a squeeze, I'll speak to my guide. I've got a spirit guide. So I said to my spirit guide, listen, I've learned a lesson here, and I promise you now, I'll never hurt another human being on this planet again like this. I won't do it. Now, if you can find it in yourself to get me out of this, I will never, ever, ever, ever do anything for any of these people. And these people were some of the biggest people in this country, right? So I said, I'll never do anything for them ever again. Anyway, cutting a very long story short, and in later times we'll get into this, but it turned around that the firearms in the case disappeared. So their case fell apart. And then I got out after 5 years. My co-defendant took a plea bargain because he wouldn't take the trial with the 36 years recommended. He took a plea bargain. And because of his plea bargain, I got found guilty by association and then got a sentence. Do you know what I mean? I forgot the question.
How the transition to Spain?
Because now I've said to them, like, let me out, do it. And that happened. I said, wow, do you know what? I can't do this no more. And that was, I've got to leave the country because I can't be around none of these people no more. So I have to leave the country. Where am I going to go? One of my friends moved to Spain one time and they said, look, just come over here, see what you're going to do. So I've gone over there with the intention to sort of not get involved in the gunplay anymore, but develop some sort of infrastructure to make money. So I was over there looking to transport all the puff and everything else you can. I made a bit of a splash over there, then realized very quickly that I'd make more money collecting money than trying to juggle money. Because the first couple of things I've got involved in, it was a couple of $100 grand, £500,000, 770 grand. And they all went wrong. And it was just a bit of pill. And then something went right and you get a little bit of money and then something goes wrong and it weren't there for me. So what can I do? Collect money. And then I started seeing how the inner workings started working, how it all worked. Why are people over in this country, why do people always get the graft back? Someone nicks 50 bits and they've always got to give it back. Why? Why? Because it's set up that way. And when I see how it was all set up, I thought, wow, I can't do this. I physically can't do this because this is set up so all people on the street fight and kill each other. And that's how it's set up. And it's set up even to the point where I've sat with someone and they said to me, I've watched him say to someone, are you sending such and such work? He says, yeah. He said, oh, do you know what? He's a cunt. He's done this. He's done that. Let me teach him a lesson. I say, all right, yeah, sweet. Gives the postcode. So they swap postcodes where the work's getting dropped so the enemy knows he can take the food and then his boss bills him for the food. When he split the bill with the geezer, like, it's corrupt. Even at the criminal level, they're bad. And they're just using black people and Turkish people, people of colour, yeah, just to do all the badness on the street to keep the prices up. Because if that shit ain't going on, the prices are not going to be that much. Because it's an easy trade, isn't it? When it's an easy trade, it's less money. Fuck, that's headache. I ain't going to get involved with that. How about that for 10 grand? Yeah, so I'll do that. Do you know what I mean? So it's always about that money. And that's why the transition for me was actually being introduced to the infrastructure and how that shit works, how that world is supported, and not wanting to be part of it. Because most of the people at that high level, haven't been at the lower level, although there's a percentage that have, 2% that have, and they have been there, please believe me, they've been there in ways that I could never imagine. But that 2% still makes up 100. Do you know what I mean? So for that 2% have been there, the 98% that haven't been there are the ones that are creating most of the problem for the street, the stab, shoot, and kill. And that's what I couldn't be involved in. Because these 98% of them people in that world are fucking cowards. Only 2% of them are real. Do you know what I mean? And I've stood in front of plenty of people like, I've backed gangs up. I've backed them up like, what? Do what? I mean, what? Bro, come on, calm down, calm down. And I've done that. So I know it's a world built on jellyfish. Do you know what I mean? And they manipulate weak-minded kids that are hungry to get out of holes. Do you understand? And they're like for me, I say to people all the time, I convinced people to go to prison forever. I was convinced to go to prison forever. You go to prison, you don't say a word.
Yep.
I would have done it. I've been nicked for everything. I've never made a statement. I've never made a statement. I never even got compensation when I got shot because I refused to make a statement. Do you know what I mean? If you, I ain't taking no money. For what? I've got to make a statement to say what? You're mad. I don't know who shot me. I got shot in the eye. How can I know who shot me?
Yeah.
Wow. So
and then people that shot me went and handed themselves in. Imagine that. I was fuming. They went and handed themselves in. Handed themselves in. I was a hitman, and I turned up, and they took the gun off me and shot me 5 times accidentally. That's their defense. You know what I mean? And that's in the papers everywhere. They went and handed themselves in with a prepared statement that said that I'm a hitman from England, and they thought I was there to kill them. When I pulled the gun out, they thought I was going to kill them, so they took it off me, and in the struggle, it went off 5 times and shot me. Yeah. Sick.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I never even made a statement then. Never even made a statement then. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy. So going back, now you help the youth. So now you've gone straight, you help the youth. Let me connect these 2 questions now. So we saw the role your father played. When you look at like corrupted youth and you see youth that are struggling, do you see connection with their fathers and whatnot also? Do you see like a problem connection there, or is it random?
See, right now, I don't really see that. Okay. There is a small percentage without the father there, but the kids have got their dads in their lives now. Like in England, it might be a little bit different to America, but the mindset of the young dads now, they're pretty decent dads. The kids have got they've got all their computers, they've got their toys, they've got their cars, they've got their bits. You got a percentage of them that haven't got it, but the majority of the kids that I come into contact to now are choosing to live this life because of the razzmatazz and the ego. They don't know what they're getting involved in. We actually knew what we were getting involved in. We accepted it. That's why I haven't been depressed, because I knew I'm going to go to prison if I get caught. I'm going to get 5 years. I'm going to get 10 years. I'm going to get 20 years. If I get caught, I'm going to get stabbed up. If I get seen over here, I'm going to get shot. If this happens, and if it happens, it fucking happens. So what? We're in it. That's the life we chose, isn't it? What are you crying for? You got stabbed and shot. Fuck. What are you in it for? Well, you think you're never going to get a cut? You think you're never going to get a stab? You think you're never going to get caught slipping? You're going to get your head punched in. You're going to get your head smashed in. Like, it's going to happen. You're living that life, innit? Can't pretend. That's why I never became mentally ill or unstable to the point of depression, because I accepted everything as an occupational hazard. And it was an occupational hazard. Even after I got shot, my son said, well, ain't you gutted? I said, for what? What am I gutted? Because I've got a glass eye. It's my new party trick, son. What's the matter with you? Do you know what I mean? It makes me see it clearer than the way I used to clear with 2 eyes. So I'm glad I got 1 eye. Keep it simple.
So we could probably say the allure today is more like the fast cash. Like, I want to look like, basically they want to bling out on social media, possibly.
It's all a myth.
And the easiest way to do that,
it's all a myth, though.
Is just quick money on the streets.
Right, as an organisation, as a platform, right, what we've got to educate these kids, right, is that the mythological life that they're expecting, like, they all believe as soon as you pop, you're a multi-millionaire. So they all want to be music artists. They don't understand how hard it is to make £1 million in the music industry.
Yeah.
But they're all expecting it tomorrow. And they're not getting it. They don't realise how much effort, time, dedication needs to go into becoming a millionaire paid artist. It's not simple. Do you understand? It's like being a millionaire in any field. It takes long time, right? And a whole heap of work. Unless you're prepared to commit, then you're not going to achieve it. So the kids are programmed into having the fast cars and the cash and the girls and think that's what it's all about. When there's no growth there. Right, you got 20 grand, you bought a watch. What are you going to do now? You can't even pay your rent. But you've got a watch. But you'd rather feel good around your mates with a 20 grand watch on, and your missus ain't got no food at home for your kids. So you've got to fuck another bird because she gives you too much headache that you feel guilty about. So you go and fuck another bird who believes you've got money because you've got a 20 grand watch on. After a couple of years of sucking the blood out of her life, she thinks, fuck me, what are you doing? You're a bum. And then you start fighting because you're not a bum because you've got 20 grand watch on. Do you know what I mean? No, it's not any birthday. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? You know? We build these females up. Back to the question says me about the women, right? We build these females up, tell them we're going to give them paradise. I'll give you what you want. Yeah? A year down the line. Well, I ain't got no money. What do you mean? You know what? I'll give up to be here with you. What do you mean I can't do this? I can't do that. How the fuck are they supposed to act? They trusted us. They believed in us. All of a sudden, we got no money and we're going to prison. And now they go, wait, what the fuck have I signed up to? And then we wonder why their girls leave them in prison. When they're there beating off. They're bursting doors like, I'm being a good girl. Of course I'm being a good girl. Yeah. And they're talking to 1,000,001 different women. Come on, man. It's a get up. And the quicker we teach these kids how to be real men, how to be real men. I've never been a man until, what were we in that? 5 years ago. I wasn't a man until 5 years ago.
What's your definition of a real man? Like, what are the principles that you feel like are universal for being a man, and that all men should teach their sons?
Integrity, honesty, commitment. I mean, like all these just simple things, isn't it? Like, you're a man if you're there to support people. You're a man if people rely on you. You're a man if you inspire people. You're a man if you protect people. You're a man if you don't get angry. Men don't get angry. Remember that. A real man doesn't get angry. A man comes up with solutions. Right? A man don't get angry because we are, next to the mother figure. We come out of the mum, innit? So we know what we're taught. And we got to teach that to everybody else. So being a man just means that everybody can rely on you. Everybody can be supported by you. And it ain't always financial. I'm a man now because I'm teaching my kids how to be better human beings. I'm teaching them how not to be violent, how not to expect everything, and how to go work. You know? And accountability. You've got to be accountable. You can't blame people. I don't blame anybody for what I've been through. I chose to fight my dad growing up. I chose to tell him he's a mug. When I'm getting beaten with a belt, people say, how can your dad beat you? You don't know what I've done to my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've disrespected my dad. My dad couldn't go to sleep in my house, without getting robbed. Do you know what I mean? Whatever he come to my house with, he got robbed. And then he'd be like, where is it? I say, I don't know. I know you got it. So what? Beat me then, innit? I don't give a fuck. And he used to beat me. And I would say, see, you don't hurt me. You don't hurt me. You're a mug, mate. You're a mug, mate. And that was what gave me my sort of confidence to go through life, because I just stood up against my dad. So in respect to, did my dad play a massive part? He played a massive part. But it was because of my limbic system that made me the person I was. It wasn't my dad. My dad tried to beat the sense into me not to become a version of him. That's what I realised after he died. Because he had 3,000 people at his funeral and everybody there knew who I was. And I didn't know no one, apart from my friends that didn't even know it was my dad. Imagine that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Crazy life. Wow. I wouldn't change it for the world, though.
It's life, isn't it?
I wouldn't change it for the world, because I can smile with confidence now. And everything I've been through is worth this freedom. It's like, I can empathise with slaves back in the day being given their freedom. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been given my freedom from captivity. Like, mate, it's hard to explain, but I'm talking like years in prison, right? This is the things that people don't realise, the mental torture. I had to have a phone, I had to have drugs, I had to have money, and I had to have weapons up my arse every day. In and out my arse, right? All day, every day. Anytime I'm on the street, I'm carrying something, it's up my arse, right? Everything. Like, you can't get guns up there, so the guns are the kamikaze ones, but blades and parcels. Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to put blades up my arse to get into nightclubs. Do you know what I mean? Just in case. Because I ain't getting caught slipping. Do you know what I mean? So, yes.
Man, I seen the cell phone, like when I was down, you know, we used to call them suitcases, you know, and they were the little homies that they'd carry your stuff for you, you know, like to where you didn't have to do it. They take it to the hoop, you know, they'd put it up there, you know. And I seen the kids doing the cell phones, man, and I was just like, oh my God.
I've done that. I didn't want no one else. I was getting moved about so much. I mean, you lose more phones and product getting other people to do it. I didn't care about losing religion. Do you understand? I was the one, I punched the screws in the face. I fought with the screws. I never took no shit. Do you know what I mean? I was in there like I was on the road, and they were the enemy. And you don't fucking talk to me. Don't talk to me. Yeah, you bang my door up. Bang my door up, you cunt. Yeah, Sadiq will tell you. They couldn't chat to me in there. All you heard on the wing was me. Yeah, telling the screws to fucking sort this out, fucking all day, every day. Like, even the governors, the wardens that walk around the prison, I used to grab them up by the face with the fucking shit they used to do. I was always getting attacked by the screws and beaten up and down the block. Like, that was just standard. Do you know what I mean?
They didn't get. Oh no, I was gonna say they didn't do extra time. Like, if you did some stuff like that, like they would hook you up with a new.
Yeah, you did, but this is the coup, right? In England, they're trained CNR, right, which is control and restraint, right? So legally, only 3 officers at a time are allowed to restrain you.
They broke my nose once. They done that to me.
Yeah, they're allowed to, though, because they're covered, because they're giving you airway to breathe. So they're covered. The same way when they break your chest, if they give you CPR, they're covered. Right? So it's about knowing the loopholes. So I always get to a stage where there's more than 4 officers in the fight. So I'd go, when I was on Sadiq's unit, I beat all the officers up on the wing. I beat every officer up on the wing, me and my 2 co-defendants, beat them all up. 9 officers, and they all got battered when they was all knocked out on the floor. And an inmate jumped over the thing and pressed the panic alarm for the rest of the other screws to come from out of the prison. An inmate done that. Do you understand? We were ferocious growing up. So in there, it was the same thing. There was the enemy. Do you know what I mean? So the mindset of these youngsters is about transferring what they have got into a legal product, and the same energy being applied to a legal product. And then it's a success story. Yeah. It is that simple, really. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple.
That's crazy because... oh, no, go ahead. Let him ask questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got 2 questions, and then we'll do a third one because we're already at 1 hour and 15 minutes, and we'll let you get back to life. Anonymous Assassin says, what did your mother make of your lifestyle?
My mum was in it, mate. What do you mean? I was 14, 15 years of age and bust my mum off a lump of crack or, mum, take some money, go and feed the sisters and brothers and sisters. Like, take them on holiday, take them shopping. Like, come on. My mum was in it. My mum taught me how to shoplift.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? The only person who wasn't in it was my dad. My dad never used to do anything with the family, but me, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my auntie, we was at it. At it. Yeah? I got support. My mum used to bring me drugs in prison. Yeah. I mean, come on. My mum was my partner. I mean, there weren't a prison cell or a police station that I went to that my mum never come and brought me a bit of gear. Fag, roll up, puff, rolled up in her mouth. How we doing, sweetheart? Cheers, mum. Boom. Any police station, any prison. Didn't matter. I had my bits. I mean, me and my mum were partners in crime growing up.
Okay.
I mean, Bar Baker. That's what I call her now. That's what I call her now, Bar Baker.
Jack, this is actually kind of covered earlier. Maybe Jack came in late. It says, do you miss the power you used to have with the minimal investment you had in life living on its edge?
No, because I've got the same power.
Yeah.
I've got the same, it's a transferable skill. I've got the same, I'm the same, you can hear it, man. Come on. I'm the same person. But I refuse to go to prison. I refuse to pull guns out and lick, man. I refuse to hit people. I refuse to do that. Okay? I'm exactly the same fucking person. Nothing's changed. Do you know what I mean? I'm as confident as I was back then as I am today. The only difference is legal products. I don't do nothing illegal.
And you're in the right circles. Like Marv mingles with a lot of people that are doing things, and he's got his hands in a lot of pies that I could testify. So I've been around.
We're in everything. I'm in prisons, I'm in schools, I'm in colleges. Come on, man, we're on this thing. This is just, I'm the same person in a different environment.
Nice.
The things I used to do in a bad environment. All I used to do in the old environment was find people to, like, basically, I used to be an armed robber, right? So when we used to rob money, this is how it all started. So you'd rob a load of money. Say you got a couple of £100,000. You can't keep it at home. You can't give it to no one to look after. They'll spend it. You can't put it in a bank because in England you couldn't get a bank account until 1998. So you weren't allowed bank accounts and that, yeah? No, I think about 2002 the bank account started. Criminals with serious crime couldn't have a bank account. So when you got money, the only way to keep hold of it was buy drugs and then give the drugs to someone else to sell at a cheaper price than they could get it for. Do you understand? Because, for argument's sake, say you got £50,000. £50,000 back then would have got you 100 Kia Puff, right? 100 Kia Puff back then would have got you 75 grand. So you give it to someone, yeah, for 50 grand. So they're instantly making more money than everybody else. But it's just a banking system. Do you know what I mean? So by doing that, I was networking, finding the right people to look after money, to work, to graft. So I'm doing exactly the same in the legitimate world. That's all I'm doing. Finding the right people for the right jobs. And I'm using that network. Before I had an illegitimate network, now I've got a legitimate network. And that's the only difference. You know? And it's not rewarding. You feel better. You feel happier. You feel safer every day. You know what I mean? That make me weak because I'm helping people out to generate businesses. Do you know what I mean? And all I get is a small percentage of business we build. What's wrong with that? Yeah.
So I guess we'll close this out here in a minute. To close it out, I'll ask a question generally for them youth. What's the number one advice that you generally, your number one go-to advice for the youth out there? So when guys are watching this, they can say, man, I heard my man Marvin say this, and you really need to like take this advice to heart.
This is it, right? We are all fucking amazing human beings, okay? And you're wasting your talent chasing something that doesn't exist. Find out what it is inside of you that you are good at, that you love, that you dream about, and fucking do it. Stop fucking about, because that's what you're meant to do. It's as simple as that. We've all got skill. This is the skill I've got. What I'm doing with you guys. Look at it. That's the skill I've got. So I'll use it. Yeah? They've got to find their skill. You got carpenters, you got painters, you got decorators, you got bricklayers, you got architects, you got everything out there from the working class environment, from the slums. But you're choosing to take the easy option because you want to hang around smoking weed or drinking with your people on the corners, doing fuck all. So be someone and do something, can it? Do something and be someone. Stop hanging around doing nothing, expecting to become great, because it ain't going to happen. Marvin Herbert tell you that. One time.
Man, I'm glad I met Marvin, man.
Yeah.
Too, man.
Marvin, I said I'm glad I met you, man. I dig it, man. Yeah,
that's
it.
it.
You got a strong message.
The more you put in, the more you get out. And the more badness you put in, the more badness you put in, the more badness you're going to get back. The more goodness you put in, the more goodness you're going to look.
Straight up.
I live in a lovely house. I live like my kids are happy. Like my daughter here, she's round the corner sneaking, listening, like, I love here, I'm saying, like, it's sick. It's sick. And that's what we're doing. We've got to continue on this journey, helping these youngsters not become the success story that it is. What's it called? An oxymoron. I'm a successful criminal, but amounted to nothing. What the fuck are you going to be successful amounting to nothing for? Huh? Yeah. Come on. You're amounting to what? Murder, death, prison, and destruction. What the fuck is that all about? How are you anybody?
Yep.
Be someone your kids can be proud of.
Yeah.
Be someone your kids can shout from the roofs, mate. Marvin Herbert, YouTube, Facebook. Look at it. You see. Yeah? I'm real. I can't
That's my next question.
It's just
how do people find you if they want to find you?
Yeah, come on, man. Say that again.
How do people find you if they want to find you? What you got, like some links or anything, or a place where you can find you?
Listen, I'm brand new at all this stuff, man. I'm real. I've been in it 5 years, right? So I've got Marvin Herbert, Facebook, Herbert.Marvin on Instagram, Marvin Herbert 8 on Twitter, Marv MARV Herbert @gmail.com is an email address if you want to email me. Yeah. Marvin @themarvinherbert.com is another email address if you want to talk about business or growing. Anything personal advice or anything like go Marv Herbert, anything business, Marvin @themarvinherbert.com. You know, but mate, I'm here to help anybody to help me grow in it. I'm not here for freeness. Do you know what I mean? But if you come with me, we got to work fucking hard. It ain't easy. Do you know what I mean? But we got to work. And if you're prepared to work, then let's go. Yeah?
Yeah.
And this mobile data, all this internet stuff, we can work in America. We can do everything. Platforms are all digital now. So anybody wants to sell, anybody wants to build or do or generate, we've got the network to help anybody. All we need is an idea in writing. Do you know what I mean? And then we can give it to the team. I've got a team here. I'd love to come to America. They told me I can't come over there because I've got the means and the resources to set up a criminal empire. So I'm not allowed over there. No. I believe it.
Yeah.
So now we're doing all this. In time, I might get over there and we'll go and have a nice.
I'm in Germany, man. I'm in the UK actually quite frequently. I haven't been in a while since this whole Corona thing happened, but I'm in Europe, man. Bobby's right around the corner too. So really, coming to see you it's real. It can happen.
Yeah.
I'm in Spain a lot of the year as well. So I'm in Marbella and Mallorca, in London and Dubai. So
let's make it happen then, innit?
Come on, man. Come on.
That's what I was saying. Apart from the pod, all four of us, we definitely can get some stuff done.
Come on, man. We got the network. We got the network, bro. Please, believe it or not, yeah. We're already linked to America in certain ways as well. Do you know what I mean? So I know Chicago gang members. Do you know what I mean? I know people that are working with Chicago gang members already. Remember my partner, Stephen Graham?
Yeah. It's a good friend of mine as well.
He's my youngster. I've known him since I was 14 years of age. He's over there delivering. But I was a little bit worse than him, so it's taking me a little bit longer to get there. But we're there working. Our mindset's getting impregnated into the States already. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
It's about us coming together, yeah, utilizing our mindset, amalgamating strategic alliances to grow, all of us, and stop taking. Let's just build. And all together, we can build fantastic things. Look what society's built so far. Do you know what I mean? And we've got the opportunity, means, resources, and the drive to do that.
Yeah.
Come on, I want to create international schools, right? International schools. That's what I want to create. Because no one can tell the kids what we can tell them.
None.
Right.
No one. I'm putting the gloves on. I'll have it with anyone. It's not a problem. We get boxed up. What you think you are? Right, yeah. We'll get boxed up. You get in the ring with him. Let's see how hard you are. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. It's not long. It's not long.
Yep.
It's not long. It's up to
Marvin.
Yes.
Sir.
Across the my brothers. Across the
Nice. We really appreciate having you on. I'm more than like open to the idea of having you on again, good sir. And so
we've got a big preview, right? But we can go in deep, right? Because I've got deep. You can go as deep as you want, right? Like as deep as you want. There's been times I actually thought about killing myself once. Do you understand? Once I tried to kill myself. Not going to try, but I thought, should I kill myself? Make it easy for them out there. But no, they won't make it easy for them. It's going to make it harder for them. I know I never done it. I mean, I took antidepressants once when my son told me he didn't love me. I was in Parkhurst prison in the block. And my son told me he didn't ever want to speak to me ever again because I'm a criminal. He wants nothing more to do with me. Because of what come out in the paper, he see it in his friends. And people was embarrassed because they went to a really good school. And it affected him. And he hated me for a little while. Because all his Catholic mates and good people was like, is that your dad? He's a hitman. Oh, man, we don't want nothing to do with you. And he sort of pulled away from me for a little bit. And it got me up. And I thought, do you know what? And I started taking antidepressants. And I was in the block one day. And I heard someone had an argument. I can't remember this kid's name. But I remember him saying to the screws out the window, I said, what do you fucking think I am? A man or a mouse? Do you think I'm a fucking man or a mouse? And I was lying on my bed. I thought, I'm on antidepressants. I'm a mouse. Right. Do I want to be a mouse? Nah, man. I don't want to be a mouse. How the fuck can I be a mouse? A mouse can't look after my son. I've got to be a lion. And that was it. Bang. I was off the bed. No more antidepressants. I've got to be my lion. You know? So we've been through the downs, the ups, the roller coasters, the success story of it all. Do you know what I mean? Because you do, like, look, come on, man. You don't make it to even as close to the Cali cartel. Do you know what I mean? The Medellin cartel. All these people, their cousins and their nephews was visiting me in hospital. They were bringing me food. They owned restaurants. They brought food to my hospital bed. Do you understand? After I got shot, I was linked with, like, even when we get into these stories, like the Russians, everybody. I've got stories for you guys. That's real. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's all real. And I can talk about it because it's shit that happened to me. I won't name specific names. Only countries. Yeah? Only countries.
Yeah, no, I know.
Come on. I'll just name
We'll look forward to that. We'll definitely look forward to that.
Yeah, come on, man. It's sick. It's sick. And it's nice for people to understand it because, like yourself, Bobby, right? You notice there's a connection somewhere, right? Because I am the whole spectrum. Do you know what I mean? I used to wake up thinking, when am I going to eat again? Where's my mum? I wake up sometimes, my mum and dad are not in the house for 3-4 days. Do you know what I mean? My brothers and sisters, they're hungry. Thinking, where's my mum? Where's my dad? Do you understand? Like, I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then I've got money, and I've never run out of money until last year. As mad as it seemed. Last year was my first year without any money. Because when I turned my life around, I had to get rid of all my money, all my debts, everything that was owed to me. I let it all go, and I forgot about everything and just made a transition with clean hands. And then after I took my kids on holiday, I ran out of money, 100, and about a penny to buy any of my kids a birthday present or Christmas present. But I was on the road. I had a car on finance. I had a house rented, and I was moving. And that was my only driving force that I've got to do better so my kids don't see me fail. You know? So I've done everything I've done for the greater good of getting better as a person and making my kids a better version of me. It's just unfortunate that I had the mindset and the programming that I had to take the journey that I took. You know? But I appreciate you allowing me to share. I hope what I do can help millions of people because it's information for people's kids as well. And I'll talk to anybody. So email me, call me. If you want to call, I'll talk to anybody about any issues, problems. I'm not one of the people that won't speak to the general public. Do you know what I mean? Simple. I'll speak to anybody that wants to talk about anything. And I've overcome everything. Everything. Abandonment, depression, everything.
It's crazy because I talk about that in the first chapter in my book. It's actually the first quote in the first chapter of my book. They say the screaming child, it isn't fear or pain, it's rage from abandonment. Which is why the baby screams.
People don't realize that, man. And that was the driving force of the Marvin Herbert was built on abandonment. And this is, I was talking about, I might even get emotional at stages. I was talking about to someone the other day. I think about one of my kids. And it was the fact that everybody let me down. Everybody abandoned me at my worst time, at my times of trouble. I got abandoned, and it was that fuck 'em. I ain't failing. I ain't drowning. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody that come into my life, apart from my kids, have abandoned me. Do you know what I mean? And they don't understand the pain that causes. And because it's so minuscule why you get abandoned, you just think, wow, I don't know. But I don't hold on to feelings. I just think, do you know what? I'm better than that. I'm stronger than that. And I want to achieve everything I want to achieve. So if they want to abandon me, that's their loss. And they can't have me back. See you later. And then I get called bad for not allowing them back. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, like, why would I allow you back when all you want to do is be bad? You know, it's energy.
Yeah.
It's not about being right or wrong. It's about creating positive energy 24/7. And that's
I went through that same thing. I went through that same thing when I like left my old, you know, when I left my family behind and you know, to make a better life. And the second that I did, my life started getting great.
Yeah.
You know, like everything was good. But then it was like a guilt trip, like, oh, they're your family.
No, but listen, mate, they're your family.
Yeah.
They're your family. They wouldn't have you risking your liberty.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they was all gaining. Like people gained off of my violence. People gained off of my ferociousness. Do you know what I mean? Like anybody wanted to go somewhere in London, they go, oh, get Marv. Marv will come with us. If Marv, do us a favour, we're going over here. Do you want to come? I say, yeah, of course I will. Come in then. But they knew they were taking me because if anyone said anything to them, I'd deal with it. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't taking it because they loved me. I was taking places because people was in fear of whatever was their unknown. And they knew Marvin was fearless. So I just got used and abused as a kid growing up. And I never realised until I got shot 5 times that no one loved me. And that's the penultimate thing that turned my life around today. The fact that I've done everything I've done out of love. Because I loved everybody that I come into contact with. Because they was adopted members of my family. Right? And I really meant everything. And I've done it. And when I realised that none of them loved me because they couldn't even come to a fucking hospital to see me when I thought I'd died, I just washed my hands and locked it. Wash my hands and that's what I thought, you know, fuck them. Criminals, fuck them.
You know, I can't even, I can't even come close to relating to your story, but it's just crazy how, despite that on a significantly lower level, you know, my story, when I wrote my book, I wrote about this, that basically all my violence was connected to trying to find the tribe. And so when you say you were always trying to like find somebody and love somebody, you know, and you was always looking for these people because they was your new family, I know this feeling, man, because I spent my youth looking for a tribe just to have somebody, you know, to be around, to have my back. And it was never good people because you were there for them and they were rarely there for you.
And that's why I had so much conflict growing up, because I've never felt part of the blacks. I never felt part of the whites, never felt part of the Asians, never felt part of the Muslims, never felt part of no one but the Irish. And mad is that. The only ones that I felt close to was the Irish. And that's from when I was a kid all the way through. Every family member that allowed me into their house as a young kid growing up in racism was all Irish descent, Irish background. Do you understand? So I've always had a close connection to Irish people all the way through my life, even to the controversial connections I've got to an Irish figure at the moment, you know. So it's just one of them things that you got to live with and go through in life. And everybody deserves the opportunity to become who they're naturally built to become. And once we make that choice, we've got to let bygones be bygones and just let us become who we need to be for the greater good of the development of the young minds coming through. You know? It doesn't make sense banging us all up so the kids can't learn nothing. So it's about us stopping what we're doing to help the youngsters. So I'll just say to the kids, look at me. Come and do what I do. Come and do what I do. I'll get you 90 quid a day, get 100 quid a day. It's not a problem. Just don't go and get nicked and make me look like a cunt. And then you tell them, look, I can get sometimes I get 200-300 quid a day. If you want to do 2 or 3 jobs, that 100 quid's only one job. If you want to do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, I'll give you 200 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $1,000 a week, 5-day week, $4,000 a month. If you want to go and talk to people about the mug you used to be, it's not hard. All we need is a network to monetize who we are and what we've been through.
That's right.
Right? And then we amalgamate with all other forces to grow. And then we all grow together. Exponentially. That's the key. Working together as one. And that
sounds like a good idea.
Race, colour, don't come into human beings. As long as we're human beings, we link. As long as we're human beings, we link. Race, colour, and creed don't come into it.
Yes, sir. You know? Okay. Again, I'm gonna try. This time, I'm definitely gonna close it out. Marvin Herbert, sir, thank you for coming on. This was OG Logic, episode number 4. This is a must rewatch. Spread this one because this is probably the best and most energetic edition we've had. Probably, it's gonna be hard to top this one, man. You killed it, Marvin.
Yeah,
Right.
killed it.
The only way that's going to top this now, is if someone on the road in America are in the same position as me, they're going to come back and say, "Bruv, I've done it. Look what me, I'm telling you." Another Marvin over there, and whoever it is over there, over here.
My man, you took your eye out on the show. Ain't nobody topping that, okay?
It's just reality, isn't it? Well, I live here every day. I've got to take it out 4 or 5 times a day to wash it. It don't mean nothing to me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, this is OG Logic number 4. Oh, go ahead. You want to close out with something, Marvin? You want to drop something, a link, a product, or something? You got a book, you got products, or anything? You want to drop anything before we go?
Marvin Herbert. That's it. Marvin Herbert. Come on, man. Building the brand. And Sadiq Babs Bay. They're the next coming brands coming up, man. That's it. We just spread the word. Sadiq Babs Bay and Marvin Herbert. And our energy, our information does the job. Do you understand? Like, we do what we do in it. It's about the message. It's about the information, right? It's about the mindset. So you've got the links. You can link and hear the mindset personally if you want it. I mean, don't ring me up wasting my time. I mean, if you really want to make a change and a difference, I've got all the network on the world to do it. I mean, I've got no network in America to help the Americans apart from you guys right now. But the boxing, I can help in America. I can definitely help boxing in America, 100%. The music, I can help in America. But that's it, boxing and music. I can get avenues for help in America, I believe. Right? England, anything goes. I'm involved in everything legitimate in England and Europe, Spain, Holland, Belgium. Anything we can do to grow, boom, let's do it.
We're going to talk on the back end. All right, everybody. This is OG Logic, and we will see you next week on Monday. We are out.
Right.